Hi guys, you are welcome back to my channel Smart Code Tutorial. Today we are going to discuss about attributes of ID and class. I want you to pay attention and listen attentively because this particular topic covers almost 50% to 70% of your work while writing your codes in terms of styling aspects, structuring aspects, and functionality aspect, which is JavaScript, CSS, and HTML as well. So what is attribute, ID, and class? Okay, the ID and class attribute gives reference to element inside an HTML document, and multiple elements can have the same values, class values or names. Okay, now let's take, for instance, let's take a look at class attributes. Class attributes give access to a programmer or a developer to style element inside HTML using CSS, which is cascading style sheet. Now we have three basic ways of writing class attributes. Let me start with this. Here we have class. This particular class need a name, and the name is going to be written inside these double quotes. The name is universal, is temporal. You can change the name to anything of your choice, but today I am going to use container as my own class name. So as you can see on this particular screen, this white screen is the browser, and here is the VS Code, the environment where we are writing the code. Okay, now I have to write some content that are going to be displayed on this browser screen or this system screen inside this browser, so that I can use this particular container to control all of them. Now let me start from here using heading. Say hello. Hello. So let me copy this and duplicate it into 3. Welcome to Smart Coding. Okay, now you can then see that I have 3 different content on this screen. We have hello, welcome to Smart Coding. So what is the work of this class, of attribute class? The work is simply that I can use this class name container to control or style these 3 elements in this VS Code. So let's look at this example in the styling aspect. So I have a style. For me to target this particular name inside this style, I have to use a dot followed by the container, followed by this container. Then I'll now open a parenthesis where I'll write the values of what I need to know. So here I'm going to give it a color, and this color is going to be red. Automatically I have colored all these 3 elements inside this container. You can see I have automatically colored all these 3 elements inside this container instead of giving them color one after the other. This class attribute gave me the opportunity to control all these elements at a spot. And mind you, I can still control or style each of these elements one after the other, still using the class. Here, this h2, I can give it a class, and the name is h2. So this h2, I want to change the color. I'll now use the same method of dot h2 using the class name. I'll now give it color of let me say blue color, and give it a font size. If I want to change the font size, which is 30 pixels. So you can then see that this particular number 1 was able to change. I was able to change the color and the font size using this class attribute. Okay, this is the beauty of the class attribute. Okay, now you will learn more about this class attribute and how the styling aspect when we get to CSS cascading tutorial. That is going to be in the future. These are the elementary knowledge you need to know about class attributes. Then we move to the second part, which is ID. Okay, let me quickly write you down the shortcode to generate this class name. The things you need to do, just clicking a dot or hitting a dot on your keyboard and write the name of what you want, the name of the class you wish or you like, then hit enter. You see that automatically it has generated the same code with this, with just only dots and the class name. So this is the shortcut for it, and it's the beauty of Visual Code Editor. It has a inbuilt function that helps you to generate a code whenever you hit or you write, whenever you hit or you write an alphabet that is related to inbuilt function. Okay, now let's move to ID. When it talks about the ID is also like, it have a similar features with class attribute, but mostly the ID is used in JavaScript. It's used to target an element in HTML and use the JavaScript to add functionality to it. Okay, now let me just, and it can also be served as it can also be used in CSS also. So the ID is going to be like, let me use the shortcode hash. The shortcut for the ID, the keyboard shortcut for ID is hash, and the name. Okay, I'll just use the name ID. Okay, you now see that the name is ID instead of class. Here is ID. So let me copy this, the same thing here, and paste it inside of here. Okay, let me do something here. Let me give it a comment here. So let me see ID attribute. Okay, then why this one is class attribute, here is class attribute, here is class attribute. Okay, so if I want to style this particular element inside this ID, all I need to do is to go back to this CSS here and write hash, and I'll now write hash ID. Open it, you can see hash ID, so which is the ID here. Okay, which is the ID, which is the name of this ID. So I want to style all these the spot as I did using the class. So I'll now come here and say color. The color is going to be dark green. Okay, see that the ID and the class have a similar function, but the main function for the ID is basically used in JavaScript. Okay, but it also serves a similar function with the class, and the class is mostly used in styling aspects in CSS, while the ID is basically used in JavaScript for functionality purpose. Okay, I hope you understand this tutorial. So guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial for today. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed before. Like this video and recommend this video to your fellow developer who are learning or agitating to learn how to develop. And don't forget to drop your comment in the comment section below for us to know how you feel about this tutorial. And also don't forget to hit the notification button below so that whenever I upload our new video, you'll be the first person to get notified. See you in our next video.